The massive, mechanized assault vehicle steamrolls down the corridor. The floor beneath Captain America and Deadpool's feet is torn to shreds within an instant. The bullets and missiles keep firing and destroy the room the two are attempting to hide in. Barely, with enough time to find cover, Deadpool asks, "How many more floors again?" Red Wing counted 40 total. We're maybe halfway there. So, tell me more about this bounty. Head of some white supremacist outfit. Not a people smuggler. Not really a people person in general. Weapon smuggler with a soft spot for advanced tech. Probably tired of their websites getting hacked. Biotech? Captain America asks, inquiring about the advanced technology. Deadpool shakes his head. Vibranium. Elsewhere, within the Commission on Superhuman Activities facility, Joaquin approaches his cousin Luisa's bedside. It's been a week since she's seen the others from the train. Joaquin, half-heartedly believing the woman from Washington, mimics her words, ensuring his cousin that everything is fine. The isolation is protocol. Luisa disagrees, informing Joaquin that the doctors have been keeping her and the others sedated. "It's just like the lab," she mumbles quietly. "That's where I met the others. The soldiers kidnapped us from the Maquiladora and held us in a lab. We escaped thanks to the Senora. She helped find the train." Joaquin stands to his feet and stomps out of Luisa's room, through the facility to the holding cells. Before he can enter, the woman from Washington approaches. Accompanying her, 2 armed soldiers. "I want to talk to the prisoner," he demands. "I don't know if I can allow that, Mr. Torres," she responds flatly. "Because this is an off-site black box facility?" If he can get her to admit what this place is, straight up, he doesn't need to go within the cells at all. She can answer his questions. She doesn't respond. So, he opens the door. Behind the door, one of the mercenaries from the train, sitting on his bed, waiting. "When do I get my phone call?" he asks. "Soon as you answer my questions, Harvey Madsen. Like why you raided the train." Harvey Madsen 22 gets off his bed and makes his way to the cell door. It takes him a moment to get his bearings. Falcon can see that the man's hands are still handcuffed securely behind his back. "Got paid too," he finally replies. "Who paid you?" "We just get a target and half the payment in our bank account. We're really just point and shoot guys." "So, who was the one on the train you wanted so bad?" Before Harvey can respond, the sirens within the facility begin to whine. Moments after, every light around Falcon is turned off quickly before the flashing lights of crimson shine down the corridor, signaling an emergency. Harvey can't help but wonder aloud. "Interview's over then?" Falcon turns on his heel. "What's going on?" he asks the woman from Washington. "Code Red," she shouts. "Code Red. Unidentified substance detected in Wing H. Requesting immediate assistance." Wing H? But that's where Luisa is, Joaquin realizes. Within an instant, Falcon is already flapping his wings and racing his way down the hallway back to his cousin. Harvey number 22 watches as the hero makes his way out of sight and turns to the woman from Washington and her two soldiers.
Hey, shouldn't you be running along with the others? Some emergency or something?
Without saying a word, the woman leaves. The two guards remain, and one raises the barrel of his rifle at the mercenary.
Hey!
He screams out, but before he can say any more, he is shot down in cold blood. Falcon makes it back to Wing H and to his cousin, only to find her collapsed on the floor, surrounded by armed soldiers. "Subject sighted," one of the men calls out. Falcon's just in time and covers her with his wings for protection. "Stop right there," the man continues. "Surrender the girl," another one adds. Falcon looks around his immediate area and eyes a line of metal chemical piping running along the wall beside him.
"Yeah, I think we're actually gonna check out early."
He grips the piping before using his enhanced strength to tear it from the wall. A steam cloud full of mysterious and flammable chemicals spew out of the broken pipe and into the open air. The soldiers respond by firing their weapons at the hero, which ignites the chemicals and creates a powerful detonation that destroys nearly everything in the room. The explosion creates a massive hole in the wall of the building that Joaquin uses for their escape, leaving everything else behind. From within the building, both White Wolf and Crossbones watch as the hero soars away.
"I think you got me shooting the wrong guys, Wolfman,"
Crossbones says, eyes fixed on the now fading dot in the distance. "Breadcrumbs, Rumlow. Breadcrumbs. The thrill of the hunt doesn't come from sinking your teeth into your prey's neck. It doesn't come from the chase. It comes from that moment when you know that they're trapped, and they don't realize it yet. But they start to figure it out. They start to realize there's no such thing as home." Back in Latveria, Captain America and Deadpool finally make their way to the roof of the fortress. Captain America opens his wings and ascends into the sky. Deadpool jumps up and grabs Captain America's hand with one of his and uses his free hand to fire onto whatever enemies are left with a submachine gun. Eventually, the two meet up with their ride out of there, an evacuation helicopter. They board, and the two fold into the seats, finally believing themselves to be out of harm's way. Before the brief moment of respite ends, Deadpool interrupts the silence.
"Like I said, Cap, vibranium's what the folks are after these days."
"But vibranium doesn't leave Wakanda without the government's say-so," Cap responds.
"Well, that's going to be an awkward conversation."
Deadpool trails off. He looks out of the helicopter window to see the mountains of white snow and conifer trees surrounding them. The only noise now being the whirling of the helicopter's propellers.
"Wilson and Wilson,"
he begins again.
"Sounds like a law firm. Like a really bloody and kind of imperialist law firm. Hey, we should..."
Deadpool is suddenly interrupted by the pilot. "Cap, I think we got a problem." Captain America looks to the front of the vehicle to find 3 massive Imperial aircrafts decloaking themselves, appearing from almost nowhere. Understanding the situation, the pilot lands the helicopter, and the two heroes exit. "Cool it, Wade," Captain America says. "These aren't the bad guys we're looking for."
Speak for yourself, one half of the firm Wilson and Wilson. We're not a law firm.
The two continue forward and are now met with dozens more armored mechs and almost 100 more soldiers, all escorting their one true king as he steps forward. Not the bad guys we're looking for, he echoes, making a mockery of the captain's own words. Says the mercenary and the foreign terrorist launching a covert operation in my kingdom without my permission. Did you really think Doom would let you break our laws and leave?